Trafford pitch. But the one thing that we can safely say now, with the summer era just 4 years old, that Rugby League has two occasions to savour. One at Wembley, but one a climax to the season now at Old Trafford. And out they come, the men who really matter this evening, the players of Bradford and St Helens. Listen to this as they make their entrance through the players' tunnel. The colours of both sides, the supporters mingling on the terraces. Steve-O, we've been to some wonderful occasions, but there is a shiver going down my back.
Emotion and the crowd, they have risen to these athletes. The nerves all the way through. You can see it etched on the players' faces. 80 minutes still to go. It's the business end of the season, and it does not come much better than this.
Match referee is Stuart Cummings, in charge of the 1999 Grand Final, the referee of the year, named referee of the year in '96 as well, and named referee of the year on Wednesday night. And let's make it 3 out of 3, says St Bernard. Referring, of course, to the Saints' victories at Wembley in '96 and '97. Have Bradford, Steve-O, got the recipe?
They finished at the top of the table. They must feel confident. A fortnight ago, they demolished the Saints. Is a repeat on the cards?
Stuart Cummings blows the whistle. Steve McNamara gets us underway. Underneath the kick-off is Paul Sculthorpe. Perolini will take the first tackle of the Grand Final. And I rather think it's going to be like that for at least the opening quarter of an hour. The tackles will be thundering in to Elangi now.
Pretty heavy stuff from the forwards, and that perhaps is the reason why the Saints coach Ellery Hanley has made sure that Sean Long is on the touchline. It will be explosive in these opening 10 minutes.
Big deep kick from Tommy Martin, and first touch in a moment maybe for Leon Price, the 18-year-old on his birthday today, the young player of the year.
Just
Held his nerve in the end.
Bit of hesitation there from the youngster Leon Price.
That was a big hit by Tommy Martin on Stuart Spruce. Ellery Hanley watching from the terraces here, along with 50,000 others. Looking for a penalty there was Henry Paul, non-forthcoming. This is Bernard Dwyer up against his former club.
You can see already that the Saints' defence is moving very quickly forward. That's being touched by a Saints player. That means they don't have to give him the 10 metres. Oh, what a big hit, but he's coming back for the second go is Smith.
Chris Smith, of course, who has dreadful memories of a fortnight ago when Bradford bombed their way to victory down his wing early. Here is Chris Joynt, the St Helens captain. Angled run from him. Chris Joynt, 1993, man of the match for St Helens here against Wigan in the old Premiership final.
Chris Joynt not too happy with the way that Naylor was all over him. He said he had a second bite of the cherry, and the Saints skipper was looking towards the referee Stuart Cummings for the penalty.
Kevin Iro takes the tackle from McNamara. That's the last one. Cunningham will run down the short side, but Boyle got to him, and along with Withers, Cunningham is brought to ground. Turnover.
Well, that surprised me. They took it on the short blind side, and the hooker Cunningham perhaps not realising it was on the last tackle. Nervous times for both coaches.
Matthew Elliott, coach of the year. Henry Paul.
That'll be back to 6. Newlove got to it.
Touched by Newlove. Vicona picks up and then releases the pass. Here comes Stuart Spruce.
Okay, that's 0.
Newlove just got the fingertips to it. Vicona went back, saved the day.
Fielden to drive it in. Almost up to the halfway line. 2.5 minutes gone. Gets to his feet, plays it to Lowe's. This is Withers.
And 2. And hold.
Tackling is Shaw so far. Can't remember one that's been missed in the opening exchanges. Whoa, big hit by Tuolangi on McNamara.
He felt it too. He grimaced there, did the loose forward.
Lowe's with the scampering run, taking on Iro. Sculthorpe in there to wrap him up. That's 4 tackles gone for Bradford, this set of 6. Back it goes to McNamara. Here's the crossfield kick. Looking out wide for the tall men. Sullivan dropped it. The ball is fed out wide to Naylor. And Naylor flicks the ball back inside. It was a forward pass. But Sullivan this time was the winger under pressure.
Good tactics by the Bulls, kicking early in the tackle count. You can see there that Anthony Sullivan made a real meal of it. It is a problem. The touch judge did not have the flag up as yet. He took it well there, did Naylor, but the cover defence was superb from Saints. It had to be.
Naylor flicked the ball in field. He knew he was going over the touchline if he held on to it, but the ball went forward. That's why St Helens have the head and feet at the scrum and have this possession with Kevin Iro now.
Well, remember, a fortnight ago, it was 5 mistakes from the 2 wingers. Chris Smith 3, Anthony Sullivan 2. And I'm afraid that Sullivan looked very uneasy then under that high bomb.
There's Martin with the next kick downfield, and it goes over the top of Spruce on the 3rd tackle, kicking very early in the count. Looking for territory here, and Spruce will now run it back. Good chase.
Tremendous chase. Good tactics also by the Saints side. You could see there that the fullback Stuart Spruce had to come back. That's a big hit. The prop forward.
Perolini with the hit, and then good work from Tuolangi and also from Julian O'Neill. Bradford penned inside their own quarter at the moment with Fielden in possession for them.
The big Saints pack, they really are putting themselves about here. And you can see that Bradford are having difficulty getting over that advantage line. That's because Saints are moving up so quickly.
Rain starts to fall down again. And this is Bernard Dwyer, and even though it's only 2 years old, this grand final occasion, it is traditional weather now for the end of season showpiece. Sullivan to run the ball back for St Helens.
As it was with the Saints, the chase is superb. Henry Paul with a big kick, he was quick to get down there. Well, it's just an arm wrestle at the moment. Strength on show.
5.5 minutes gone. It's worth remembering that St Helens at this stage 2 weeks ago were 12-0 down. It's 0-0 in the grand final of '99. St Helens with O'Neill gets it away to Cunningham brilliantly. On to Joint. This now is Sonny Nicol. Back at St Helens after a spell at Odsal. Great tackling though from the Bradford Bulls.
Good work from Julian O'Neill. Sucked in the 2 defenders, then offloaded. And it's things like that that can just make that first break.
Paul Newlove, another former Bradford player, of course. A high kick from Sculthorpe, not the best. Withers is underneath it and claims it. Flicks it then away to Spruce. That was good stuff. And Spruce now on an angle run. Great run from Stuart Spruce. No support though. Aces and flicks at it. Brilliant. Vicona. He's got support. Oh, it's pinched by Tommy Martin. Wonderful defence from Martin. That's a try saver.
Unbelievable play there. They had the opportunity. Tavita Vicona took the wrong option. He stepped back on the inside towards the cover. And you could see Robbie Paul was about to get that ball. Tommy Martin has saved the day. But what a wonderful run from the fullback Stuart Spruce.
Well, that will give Bradford hope, but also Martin's interception will give Saints hope. And here comes Tuolangi. Leon Price gets to him eventually, but what a run from Tuolangi in the second row. Incredible run from Tuolangi. And St Helens have done ever so well since he has been in that position for them. They're in possession now with Newlove. Up the middle goes Newlove. Price got to him first. Finished off also there by Boyle. Now then, this is the last tackle. Saints are running it. Stab into the in goal by Sculthorpe. And it's only a narrowing goal here at Old Trafford. It runs dead.
Wonderful play from both sides. You could see there that Sculthorpe ran into the big prop forward Paul Anderson, but this run from Stuart Spruce was outstanding. Vicona gets the ball and he makes the option to come back to the cover defence. Perhaps he would have been better served to have run away to the left. Far too late now. First chance gone for Bradford.
But Tuilangi, he with the nose bleeding, a wonderful counter-attack from him, and St Helens have lost just one of the 5 games in which he's played in the second row. 8 minutes gone in the grand final of 99. It's 0-0. Just over the halfway line. Lowe's to Robbie Paul. Remember Robbie Paul at Wembley in 96. Lance Todd Trophy winner, 3 tries, ended on the losing side. Henry Paul, his brother, winning here, of course, last year with the Wigan Warriors. The ball bouncing over the head of Chris Smith. It wasn't a 40-20. This will be head and feed to the Saints.
Well, we fully expected it, didn't we? Chris Smith knew that he would be put under pressure, as was Anthony Sullivan a few moments ago. Ellery Hanley would be quite happy with the fact, but perhaps both coaches ruined the situation where they had the opportunity. Failed to get those points on the board, though.
Well, both coaches know what it's like to lose a grand final. They lost in Australia, the two of them. Matthew Elliott with St George and Ellery Hanley with Balmain. They were as players, of course. Now they're as coaches. They're the men who have the responsibility. And that's why there's 1 or 2 anguished looks at the moment on the sidelines. 9 minutes gone, 0-0. St Helens in possession again here with Julian O'Neill. 30 metres from his own line.
Saw the first sloppy piece of play by Saints. Not the best pass. Surely the players, that's a great charge down.
Lowe's is after it. Aitchison got to it first. And it just goes touch and goal.
The eyebrows are raised. Wonderful work from James Lowe's. Didn't get the bounce. Good work by Aitchison to get through there. But that ball was bobbing around. And Naylor was running towards the touchline, and for that fella there, Paul Aitchison, who got the boot to it, it finally went dead in goal. We can't find a football to restart the game. They won't mind. They want to get the breath back.
Referee has called time off. Sculthorpe's kick charged down by Lowe's. Aitchison whacked it out of the field of play, and David Boyle was hunting any opportunity, but it went touch and goal. That's why we have the dropout all along the pitch, which isn't a bad option. It's a greasy surface because of the rain. Fielden picks it up. Lowe's at dummy half. He gives it to Withers, and Withers goes between 2 defenders. Lowe's, back it goes to Boyle. Boyle inside the 20-metre zone for St Helens. Lowe's again. This is Fielden, and Fielden taking on Iro, and slid out and over the line. The ball has come back. The referee's whistle blows. It's a knock-on.
Far too much cover defence there. And the young prop forward Stuart Fielden was always on his way towards a whitewash.
Great work from Iro.
Neat switch by the hooker James Lowe's, but to no avail.
6 Wembley finals for that fellow, 2 Old Trafford finals, and a World Club Championship final. But this is Kevin Iro's first grand final. Didn't make one in Australia, but Old Trafford tonight is an absolute cauldron.
Great defence from Bernard Dwyer there. That's his job. He knows that the St Helens skipper Chris Joint, he's in absolutely fantastic form, and it's Dwyer's job to keep him under control.
Beautiful ball from Cunningham to Aitchison. He then finds Chris Smith, and Smith is grounded by Withers. Cunningham at dummy half, just inside their own half of the field. Martin on it goes to Sculthorpe. Further wide then to Iro, who's drifting across the face of this game.
That'll be back to 6. Came off a Bradford player.
And Iro's got it and got away from Vicona. And that's a good ball out to Sullivan. And Sullivan wrestled into touch.
Well, a bit of a mistake there. The opportunity, there you see, it was knocked down, back to 6. Newlove did well there. Pirouetted around.
tackle by Naylor.
Was it ever? So strong. Scott Naylor, upper body strength. You'll see it here. Look how he just throws him around like a rag doll. Little doubt, he tried his best, did Sullivan, to keep it in. Good move by Matthew Elliott, the Bradford Bulls coach. Withers and Naylor. He's tried quite a few combinations in the centres, but those two, over the past couple of weeks, have been solid as a rock.
Robbie Paul pops the ball back to Scott Naylor. Noticed incidentally there while that scrum packed down that Paul Anderson stayed out of the scrum, and it's a knock-on against Bradford.
He just lost it, trying to get on with it too quickly.
There we go.
A lot of players do this. He had a lot of attention from Chris Joynt. The rules state you're not supposed to touch the man trying to get up and play the football, but a bit of flexibility.
6 and 2-3 is that. Saints won't be complaining. They've got possession. They're getting on with it quickly. That's Sculthorpe. Iro's gone without it.
They'll play the first knock-on.
I think the first knock-on will be against Henry Paul.
Well, the Bulls fans don't like that. I think they were badly done to. That ball, to me, looked as though it was projected, well, maybe not, but it went
backwards,
forward.
then bounced forward, but it went backwards first. Here is Chris Joynt. Gets to his feet, Cunningham. Here is O'Neill. Good swarming defence from Bradford.
Well, it surprised me that neither side have put in the little jink kick, the one just over the top or the grubber short.
They've gone for a 40-20 there with Sculthorpe, but that's too shallow. And Leon Price will pick it up, albeit right next to his own try line. And the youngster, coming of age today, 18 years of age, young player of the year, newly crowned, trapped in his own 10-metre zone. Spruce will run the ball away for Bradford, but only as far as Sculthorpe. Well, we thought that this match would boil from the start, and my word, isn't it? Great contest so far.
The defence is quite outstanding. That's why there's few opportunities.
Lowe's, Fielden. Oh, what a hit from Tuilangi again. He's put himself about a bit already tonight. As for Eddie Tuilangi.
Felt it as well, did the youngster.
McNamara with the kick. Tried to slide it through for a 40-20. Sullivan, he touched it with the ball with his foot then, so it's all on. That's why Bradford can close in for the kill. Now then, Aitchison, the fullback. Bags of Old Trafford experience there for St Helens.
Saints trying to just calm things down, not getting too excited about it all.
Smith. Good tackling by Dwyer and finished off by Henry Paul.
Did well to the standoff Paul there to turn Smith onto his back. Oh, what a big hit there.
Anderson and Henry Paul, and the man who felt it, Paul Mueller. Martin gives it a bit of width to Sculthorpe. He pops it back to Parolini, who's escaped the clutches of Fielden. Robbie Paul, great support though from Iro. Iro goes around Spruce, goes away from Lowe's. Spruce misses him again, but eventually at the third time gets to him. Cunningham dummy half. Martin, one-pointer. Oh, that was a soccer goal. Went for the one-pointer. It slid underneath the crossbar.
Not a bad option to take. Just to lift the spirits, get something out of it, but what a great run from the big fella Parolini. And the centre, Kevin Iro, such a difficult man to put down. They went far too high. Well, that little run there, I'm sure, will get the message from the Bulls coach, Matthew Elliott, to say, hey, come on, fellas. It's impossible to try to put Kevin Iro down above the waistline. You've got to go for his legs.
Well, they've won 3 of the last 4 of St Helens. Matthew Elliott's men coming in here after just the one game over the past 3 weeks, and that was the 40 points to 4 demolition of St Helens in the playoffs that got them here. But it's a different match, this. It's different tempo. It's a grand final. And this is the big one. Lowe's tried to release it. It was one way and then the other. Now then, this is a big call from Stuart Cummings. It's a knock-on against James Lowe's, I think.
Well, it went backwards on the first occasion, and on that second opportunity, again, we see the second rower for Eddie Tuilangi. Well, he has been a sensation, hasn't he? Normally a three-quarter to Ilangi, but he really has adapted into the pack so well.
Here's Paul Sculthorpe on halfway to arrive to cut him down, but Tuilangi started this match in sensational form. Ball's come free.
Has gone back. That's play on.
It is play on. Referee Stuart Cummins says Sullivan can run it again.
Well, it's slippy conditions out there. Plenty of rain has fallen on this pitch all day.
Perolini, oh, he's so strong. Ryan McDermott is about to come on by the looks of things for the Bradford Bulls. Iro, meanwhile, he slipped another tackle, and it was off the body of Robbie Paul. That, I think, that could be head and feet to Saints again.
Well, Withers having a lot of trouble trying to keep the big centre down. Pretty difficult to see. I don't know whether it was intentional, and I think you'll find that Robbie Paul didn't know anything about that.
Great tackle from the Bradford captain.
This surely will be head and feet to the Bulls. It is. Good decision there by Stuart Cummins.
Paul will step inside. Aitchison gets away from Nicol. Henry Paul without a boot. He's got Nicol in pursuit. Nicol gets to him, but Henry Paul flies over. Momentum will take him home. Henry Paul's got the first try of the 1999 Grand Final. He lost a boot after 50 yards, but he still had enough toe to beat Sonny Nicol to the line, and his momentum carried him home. Brothers in arms, Robbie and Henry. Henry Paul with the first try of the 1999 Grand Final.
Beautiful step it was. Absolutely superb. Look at the step here. In and out, Aitchison gone to him. But the way that Sonny Nicol ran and tried to drag him down, what a great effort. For a forward to track down the three-quarter, to no avail. But what a step from this guy. Absolutely superb. We know he's got all the skills in the world, but what an effort from Nicol. No second movement, he just slid over. It was to his advantage on this occasion. The rain made him go over for a vital four.
Fantastic effort from Henry Paul, and how uncanny. 12 months ago, we got the first try after around about 21 minutes. That was scored by Richie Blackmore, a Kiwi for Leeds. We've just seen the first try of the 99 Grand Final, scored by another Kiwi, Henry Paul, for Bradford. But Ellery Hanley will remember that Leeds lost the Grand Final. So all is not lost for St Helens. Henry Paul is having some tape applied to the boot he lost as he made the run. But he still managed to get there beyond Sonny Nicol, but what a wonderful effort from Nicol it was. And on a dry day, he probably would not have scored that. Slid over.
Well,
it looks like Henry Paul's going to take the kick.
What a great break, but you have to give credit there to Sonny Nicol. He's not a youngster, isn't Nicol? But he really put in a marvellous effort. And to finally get back and drag him down 5 meters from the line, couldn't do anything about the fact that they both slid over the whitewash. First blood to the Bulls.
Well, Steve McNamara just been withdrawn by his coach, Matthew Elliott, for Mike Forshaw. So Henry Paul with the conversion. It's Bradford Bulls 6 and St Helens 0.
You can see how Aitchison, his circle has gone out to the left. Once he makes the step, now watch for Nicol. Tremendous effort from this fella. Henry Paul pushed him away, and then he gains on him. To be fair to Paul, he did lose a boot, so he would have been slipping. Only one cylinder working, but it was enough.
Bradford ahead. Tuilangi is the first man in again. Double change. Forshaw and McDermott have come on. And Saints have also made a change. Vila Matautia is on for Julian O'Neill.
The big question is, Eddie, when will Hanley bring off the bench Sean Long? It was about this time last week against Castleford, and we all know what Long did on that night.
That's 4.
It must be very tempting for Ellery Hanley.
Well, the game certainly hasn't got any of the heat taken from it yet, has it? And maybe that's why Long is being saved by Ellery Hanley. But we've got news on those changes by the coaches. Here's Bill.
Well, they were tactical on the Bulls' part. Steve McNamara taken off, and he didn't look very happy when he came off, especially as the fact that Henry Paul went through the right through the Saints' defence and then scored, presenting himself with a straight-on kick. And Mike Forshaw coming on, and that's a big game for Forshaw. Touch and go whether he was going to play in this, and it's really hard luck on Jamie Peacock that he's not in this starting lineup. Forshaw preferred, and Forshaw, Bulls are hoping, will have a big influence on them. Julian O'Neill withdrawn for St Helens after a disappointing start. Vila Matautia out there to try and give them a bit more beef against the Bulls.
Saints have the ball, but deep inside their own quarter. It's with Iro, now it's with Newlove. That's a real combination that could prove to be a match winner for St Helens, but great tackling by Naylor and Dwyer.
We mentioned earlier the impact that Withers and Scott Naylor have had for this Bradford outfit. Not so much in attack, but certainly in that defensive quality.
McNamara looks heartbroken that he has been withdrawn by his coach Matthew Elliott. This is Sonny Nicol. 22 minutes on the watch. Bradford ahead 6-0, and Sculthorpe with the kick. Leon Price though had fallen back to cover that, and here goes young Leon Price. Big hit by Perolini, and Sculthorpe force him back a couple of metres.
Well, the prop forward Perolini, that's silly play. The tackle had already been completed. All that good work just frittered away.
First penalty in the grand final after 22 and a half minutes.
Silly play there from Paul Sculthorpe.
Have a word with him.
Well, let's go down to Bill, because it looks like Sean Long's about to come on.
We haven't had to wait too long. Sean Long stripped off very quickly when the word came down from Ellery Hanley that he wanted magical number 7 on, and Long is waiting, and let's wait and see whether he has the impact that he had on this St Helens side as he did against Castleford in their eliminator last weekend. Long poised to come on, and Saints presumably will ring the changes as they did last time, with Sculthorpe reverting to loose forward, and Martin going to stand off, Long going to scrum half.
Yes, the change is yet to be made, but Long is pacing on the touchline, ready to come on. Nicol gets to Henry Paul, a robust challenge.
He read it well though, did the second rower, Sonny Nicol. He's having a big game. Working overtime in defence.
2 second rows, Tuilangi and Nicol playing so well. That's charged down off Lowe's. And it was off Tommy Martin's boot. I think this is going to be head and feed to the Bradford Bulls, but back on halfway.
Well, it looked intentional, didn't it?
It was, says Stuart Cummings.
There'll be a relief there. Not a bad option. Yeah, you could see there that Martin definitely moved the right foot towards it. Little grin on his face, but he won't be smiling at the fact that they are 6 points adrift. Courtesy of that sensational individual effort from Henry Paul.
Well, Ellery Hanley was the captain of 3 championship-winning sides for Wigan. Bradford have coughed possession back. It's with Aitchison.
Big mistake from Stuart Field, and it's little things like that that can just sway the game away from you. Smith.
Well, he's a real jack in the box is Chris Smith. Fielden will hope that they will repel all borders here. Matautia drives it in for St Helens. They're inching closer towards that line. Cunningham, on it goes to Joint. Joint tries to go through an non-existent gap. Long is on. Will Sean Long have the influence he had last week? There's his first touch. On it goes to Aitchison. Aitchison is tackled by Mike Forshaw. Another miracle man. Forshaw, incidentally. 5 weeks ago he had a broken leg. Now here he is in the grand final. Martin running flat, giving it to Nicol. Bradford's defence stands firm.
Another great tackle, low tackle too from Dwyer.
Long again, jinks inside Robbie Paul, stab kick across, picked up by Withers, offloads, does Withers to Henry Paul again.
Ooh, Tuilangi went in very high. Not the best kick though from Sean Long. With far too many Bradford players hanging back, anticipating. Matautia could have been done for the flop as well.
Withers again for Bradford.
Must say, I must congratulate the referee, Stuart Cummings. He's letting it go, flowing away.
St Helens there appealing that Withers lost the ball in the tackle. Referee Stuart Cummings didn't see it. Allow Bradford to carry on. Lowe's at dummy half. Fielden driving it over the halfway line.
That'll lift his confidence after that knock-on a few moments earlier.
Good kick from Lowe's. Oh, precision kick from James Lowe's.
Slowly but surely, he's stamping his authority onto this match. Such a major cog in the Bulls outfit. Many people questioned his temperament many years ago. Ever since he switched to the Bulls, he really has knuckled down into one of the finest Super League players we have.
Long feeds the scrum, gets the possession, gives it to Paul Newlove. Newlove and Iro in the centre for St Helens, so dangerous, but he is the most destructive player for St Helens so far, Tuilangi. He started this grand final like a house on fire. Iro wrestled to the ground by Withers and Boyle. Sculthorpe again at dummy half. On to long it goes. It's just slightly St Helens half in terms of possession, but as you can see, Bradford ahead on the scoreboard. Aitchison.
Well, I'm just wondering, Eddie, whether there's a problem with Chris Joynt.
That's great defence, by the way, from Bradford. Oh, and Martin slices it off the outside of the boot, and it goes out on the full. It'll be brought back to where the kick was taken, and he was hunting a 40-20.
Right off the side of his boot.
Yeah, there.
But he's been very quiet over the last 10-15 minutes as Chris Joynt normally. He's leading by example, and I wonder whether there's a problem out there, Eddie.
Lovely ball from Henry Paul to McDermott. McDermott to within 10 metres of the St Helens line. Great Bradford defence, put Bradford Bulls in this position, and then the poor kick from Martin. Paul, how did he pick that up? He gave it to brother Henry. Poor pass. They've lost ground, but Vicona at least has retained possession for them.
They used a dummy runner there, but I'm afraid it was a wayward pass in the end.
Bernard Dwyer on an angled run. Matautia and Cunningham combining to pull him down. They're 30 metres away. It's with Forshaw. Forshaw tackled by Cunningham. Lowe's, good hands. This is Robbie Paul. Robbie Paul down a blind alley. Poor ball again. Oh, and a terrible kick from Newlove, but the ball went backwards off the hand of the St Helens player, and they have possession back.
Well, that really was stupid play by Paul, trying to keep the ball alive when he really should have gone to ground with it. If there's no one set up, you may as well take the option of playing the ball. Cunningham
into the arms of Newlove again. Newlove, who has pulled out of the Great Britain tour to the Tri-Nations with a thumb that requires surgery this summer, but he's here in the grand final. Sculthorpe gets it away to Iro, and Iro with the strength to get away from four would-be tacklers.
Amazing upper body strength from this fella. He's causing them a lot of trouble.
Kick through by Long.
It's a good one too.
Vicona picks it up 2 metres from his own line, then takes on Sullivan. Ball has dropped. Oh, but they've been done for pinching it, Saints. Pinching in a two-man or three-man tackle. It can only come out like this, one-on-one.
Sullivan, I feel, or maybe it was just squeezed out. Either way, not seen that way from Stuart Cummings. And you can see that Vicona perhaps didn't have full control of that. That's the reason why Chris Joynt and that man, Anthony Sullivan, looked a bit bemused at the official.
Second penalty of the match, and both of them to Bradford.
What a fast open game we've had. Ferocious pace.
Matthew Elliott peering through the rain. Dwyer over the halfway line.
Here we go.
Now here goes Robbie Paul. And he just delayed the pass, and he then gave it to Fielden. Oh, big hit from Iro. Sculthorpe's got it back for St Helens.
Great work from the centre, Kevin Iro. It had to be as well.
He's limping heavily as Smith takes it on.
There's a big hit on the youngster fielder. They had the overlap there, did the Bulls.
And it's now with Long for St Helens. He's away from Dwyer. Offside against Bradford, and Long saying, why did you blow the whistle? Why didn't you let me through?
I don't know what you're going to do. I don't know what you're going to do.
And Stuart Cummings is right. He is not a mind reader.
Offside.
Well, he said, I didn't know what you were going to do. I think that's what Ellery Hanley hopes that the Bradford players will be saying at the end of this game. He said, I'm on the run. He apologised to the official.
Sorry, mate,
and I think Sean Long is fully aware that Stuart Cummings was a little bit too hasty there to award that penalty.
Well, at least it will give Sean Long the opportunity to get St Helens on the board. And the Bradford Bulls supporters have seen their little magician, Paul Deacon, warming up on the touchline along with Nathan McAvoy. They're doing their bit to put Sean Long off. It's Bradford behind the posts. Long has kicked it. Bradford 6, St Helens 2. It could have been 6 apiece. The referee Stuart Cummings very quick on the whistle.
Hanley not moved by that, but deep down will be quite happy that the first points are on the board. The psychological lift. Matthew Elliott also making sure the message gets down.
Fancy that Andy Goodway, the Great Britain coach, will be happy to see Sean Long back and in the fray here. Matautia to drive it in. Almost aimed at the hips then of McDermott and James Lowes. Here's Long again, looking busy once more, but Henry Paul got to him.
Well, I do hope that Saints don't fall into the trap of expecting Sean Long to do virtually everything.
Naylor is penalised for having Chris Joint in a headlock and not allowing him to get back to his feet.
Stop, please. Stop.
Now then, was Joint holding on? We soon see. No. Quite clear there that the centre, Scott Naylor, not allowing the man, and rightly so, getting a little bit of a lecture from the official.
You make the tackle and stand up, you've got to keep your hands off. Just like they did over there, I'll give a penalty over there. Both teams is happening to them. Come on.
Both teams, said Scott Naylor, and the referee Stuart Cummings has been consistent in that department so far. 33 minutes, 6-2, 7 to half time. Nickel for Saints. Long, on it goes to Matautia. He'll take it up the middle. He almost took James Lowes with him. Cunningham, Long, Sculthorpe. Great tackle by Withers. Iro, Long again, involved in everything. Long pass to his captain Joint. Joint trying to go round. Henry Paul did, but then lost his footing. Naylor and Joint tangling again.
Well, Saints are trying to get the ball out wide, but they are standing still. They've got to be moving forward when they take this football.
It's the last tackle for them. They're 40 metres away. Martin will hoist the kick. Crossfield. Here's a tester for young Leon Price. He's dropped it. Tuilangi has it back. It's back to 0. What a chance for St Helens. Chris Smith. Sean Long now. Here is Cunningham. Cunningham looks for the runners. It's Newlove. And Newlove goes down a blind alley, but this is a golden opportunity for St Helens. Cunningham. Here's Matautia. He'll drive it in. Oh, he lost it. Counter-attack from Spruce. Another break. Vicona's with him. Spruce puts the brakes on. If he looks right, Vicona's there. 3 have made a grab for him. In the end, Nickel gets to him again.
Swinging arm from Nickel as well.
Here goes Vicona.
Well, he was on the outside of the fullback, Stuart Spruce. Spruce took the wrong option yet again.
Naylor for Bradford to drive it in. But from one end to the other. Ellery Hanley saw his men drop the ball, and now they're defending desperately. This wave of Bradford attacks, led by Henry Paul. Back it goes to Mike Forshaw. Forshaw tries to spin and release. Has to take the tackle. 10 metres from the line. Lowes at dummy half. Robbie Paul wants it. Lowes takes the tackle from Tuilangi again.
Will they go for the 1 point? No, they've taken it out on the blind side.
Oh, poor kick from Robbie Paul. Straight into the arms of Aitchison.
Again, the wrong option. the best there. Good positioning though by Paul Aitchison. It's always a problem for such a big man, and Aitchison is well over 6 foot.
Great tackle from Dwyer on Smith.
But
he went for the second effort, and Chris Smith gets the whistle from referee Stuart Cummings.
Well, he's a pass master, isn't he, the winger Chris Smith, of perhaps conning referees. As soon as the tackle's complete, and he wanted to get on with it. Took a nice dive, did Chris Smith. That will relieve the pressure.
Matthew Elliott's on his way down. There can't be long to go to half-time, and there isn't. It's 4 minutes. Ellery Hanley holds his place in the stands. We're 13 metres away from the St Helens line. It's the Saints in blue who are in possession with Long to Ilangi. Oh, stopped dead in his tracks. Combination tackle of Forshaw and Lowe's.
Got some of his own medicine there.
Long.
He didn't like it as well.
Great tackle by Forshaw again.
That is a problem with Tuilangi. He does sometimes lose his cool.
Matautia releases it before the tackle's completed. Sculthorpe swoops on the loose ball. 4 tackles gone. Cunningham will scamper up the middle. Cunningham, though, is on his own for the minute. Now the second phase arrives. It's with Smith. Fortunately, all along the ground, but Chris Smith, well, he didn't make any progress there, but maybe Aitchison will. Released it from Boyle's tackle. Dwyer again with the tackle. Aitchison plays the ball to Cunningham. Martin hoists the kick out wide. Looking for Sullivan. Vicona's underneath it.
What a great take. He was under so much pressure there from Anthony Sullivan. But it was a wonderful break from the hooker Kieran Cunningham. And this was a great take too. But there was no one in support. And that has been the big problem with Saints in this first half. The opportunities have come. The support play has been poor.
Nerves in the stands are shredded. How's yours at home? That was a high swinger from Tuilangi. Here's the counter-attack from the Bulls with Forshaw. Cut down by Long. Matthew Elliott's at pitch side now. We've got just about 2.5 minutes to go. Robbie Paul down a blind alley. Tackled by Iro. Boyle's the man at dummy half for Bradford. It's with Lowe's who'll put the kick in. And this could be a 40-20. Oh, it's out on the full. Mistake from Lowe's. So 2 minutes for St Helens to attack this Bradford line.
Nervous seconds for that coach, Matthew Elliott. Hanley still yet to move from his seat in the stands. Only 4 points separate the two sides. It really has been an arm wrestle, but both sides have had the opportunity, and they could be ruining the fact that they have not completed.
Joint, good ball back to Newlove. What an irony it would be if St Helens got their noses in front just before half-time. That's what they're looking to do here with Martin. Martin stabs it, flicked up into the air. Bruce comes up and clears up the danger, and he's badly hurt. I think Spruce took a knee in the stomach.
Well, James Lowe's flicked at it.
No, just whiplash maybe.
And it very nearly came up for Tommy Martin. Fortunately for the Bradford Bulls, Stuart Spruce was in a very good position, but he does not look well, but perhaps only winded.
Maybe so. He's back on his feet now. He will see out this half. Bradford are in possession with McDermott. Here now is Dwyer. That's 4 tackles. Good defensive stint here from St Helens. Oh, but they've ruined it. Messing around as Dwyer tried to get back to his feet. Well, this is an opportunity for Bradford in the last minute.
Chris Joint all over the second rower, Bernard Dwyer. To be fair to Stuart Cummings, the referee, he has been consistent in that department. He's warning the players all the time.
Golden opportunity then for Bradford to post some late points. We have just 40 seconds of the first half of the 1999 Grand Final to go. They might well get their set of 6 in. That's 2 gone.
Will they go for 1?
Well, they might. It's with Lowe's. Here's Henry Paul. Withers wanted it. He called for it and got it. He tried to run over the top of Long. Good tackle from Sean Long. Here goes Spruce. Fully recovered. Spruce running flat. Stabs the ball in. Aitchison sweeps up behind him. Classic fullback play from Paul Aitchison.
From both of them as well. Spruce, who's having a good, solid first half, but Aitchison's positioning yet again has come to the rescue of this St Helens side.
There's the half-time side. hands. Matthew Elliott was down at pitch side. There's nothing to choose between these two fine sides in the 1999 Grand Final. Not too many seats vacant inside Old Trafford tonight. It was an intense first half, gripping first half. Really, Steve-O, the match has got to almost now just ease a bit from the shackles of all that tension and intensity.
I'm sure that both coaches were telling the players composure will be a key factor. Just settle into the swing of things. The nerves surely should have gone now that both coaches have had the opportunity to sort a few things out. There were plenty wrong from both sides in that first 40.
Well, it's been clean as a whistle in terms of the referee. Only a matter of 2 penalties, I think, in that first 40 minutes. 3 penalties. 3-3, was it? 6 penalties. But not too much to get upset about. Oh, Henry Paul has made the first break of the second half. He's gone away from Aitchison. He's got Naylor in support. He couldn't take it in, Naylor. And there is yet another chance gone begging. 34 seconds of the second half.
Unbelievable. It was not a bad pass. And Naylor surely had the try line at his mercy. It was a wonderful step yet again from Henry Paul. He scythed through this Saints defence. And as I said at half-time, Eddie, you've got to take your opportunities. And that's another one that's gone begging.
I think Matthew Elliott knows it too. That would have been the perfect start. That would have been the start that St Helens had last week against Castleford Tigers, right at the beginning of the second 40. But it would have gone to the Bradford Bulls. And I just wonder, it's incidents like that, it's little passages of play like that sap away at the confidence of one side and increase the confidence of the other. And at the moment, St Helens are in possession with long on to Martin. He gives it a bit of width and finds Aitchison. Paul Ball picked up by Withers. Withers is on his way to the line. Chris Smith's in support, back inside to Price. Leo Price on his 18th birthday.
Is it a knock-on though? Surely they'll go for the screen.
The referee hasn't given it yet.
Time off.
I think there might have been a knock-on involved
Where he got the
there.
ball. Can you go back to where he got the ball down there? Just check there wasn't a knock-on in there, please.
Referee wants
Check the ground
exactly
and they
that
weren't in a
checking.
position to see.
He wasn't in a position to see. Let's have a look.
Definite knock-on there from Withers. Fingertip has got to it. It's enough.
Has it?
Whoa, it's a big call for the video referee. He'll want another look at this in slow motion, that is for sure. That's the ball away. Oh, is it a fingernail? It is so difficult, but I think that the way that ball now is being projected forward, just perhaps, but it could go either way.
I don't think he's touched it. Well, if we're arguing about it, what on earth will be going through the mind of the video referee? It's frame by frame. I don't think he's touched that.
He may have missed it, but it's only a fraction. Withers definitely went for the football.
David Campbell is tonight's video referee in the grand final, and how about this for a decision? Well, if he's touched it, it's by just the end of a fingernail.
And that width of a fingernail, that fraction, could be the difference between glory and sadness.
Well, he's taken a look. Leon Price is on his birthday. No try. He came up with the knock-on. All that effort for nothing for the 18-year-old today, Leon Price. It is a knock-on against Michael Withers.
It's only a fraction, but the video referee has deemed that it has gone forward, and perhaps the fact that the momentum of the ball going away from Aitchison would have sent it in a different direction, that maybe would have persuaded him.
Well, we have had 2 massive calls in grand finals this year in Australia there was a penalty try awarded that won the grand final for the Melbourne Storm. Here we have had a decision by the video referee that's denied Bradford a 10-point lead.
2 minutes that could have made sure that the game was completely out of the grasp of the Saints. Will that lift them? Will Lady Luck start to shine on the St Helens side?
Well, they will be buoyed by that decision. And Hoppy for New Love is a change made by Ellery Hanley. That's a pretty big call as well. Last tackle. New Love is injured though. Martin slides the kick over. Long went for it. Was he impeded? No. Referee Stuart Cummings waves play on.
Good option though from Martin. You can see the joint was offside. And certainly a man hit the deck. Sean Long, it was Forshaw that took him out.
Well, they'll talk about that knock-on or no by Michael Withers long into the night. It's a 4-point gap.
That was one big call by the video referee. We talk about the pressure out there. It certainly was on for the man who had to make that decision. It could have been curtains for Saints if it had gone the other way.
Pressure on the field, pressure below stairs. The kick over the top is by Robbie Paul. It's not the best, but Fielden's after it. It is collected here by Iro, who flicks the ball inside to Aitchison. Aitchison goes up the middle on a charging run. All down. Well, it's one way and then the other. Here's to Elangi. Take your eyes off the screen tonight at your peril. Cunningham dummy half. Long. On it goes to Sculthorpe. Back then to Chris Joint. And Joint is grounded by the tackle from McDermott. Long scampers in to the play of the ball. This is Iro trying to go round Naylor. Naylor and Vicona combining to bring the big Kiwi down. They're 15 metres from the line. Hoppy's at dummy half. It's with Tommy Martin. Martin back to Matautia. He gets the pass away to Sculthorpe. They've got men in numbers. Back it goes to Hoppy. And Hoppy's wrapped up. Downstairs by Lowe's and upstairs by Naylor. Cunningham onto Long. Slides the kick through. Brilliantly picked up behind the line by Robbie Paul. Danger averted for the time being.
Good option there from Long, but well read there. The experience telling. Robbie Paul anticipated the kick straight across underneath the sticks.
Let's get the halftime news quickly. Here's Bill.
Ellery Hanley has laid it on the line for his troops. 40 minutes of the season to go. Success depends on their effort in these next 40 minutes. He wants a monumental last 40 minutes of the season from his team, and he wants to see them take on the Bulls in the attacking zone of the field. Bradford pretty happy with their first 40 minutes, but they're ruining those missed opportunities. But they will be cheered by the sight of Paul Newlove limping off with what looks like a knee injury, getting treatment at the moment. He has been a big influence for.
This is play on. Henry Paul, back it goes to Naylor. Naylor's seen a gap, and Naylor is slid out. Wonderful defence from St Helens. Where on earth did they come from then? Naylor thought he was home for the try.
St Helens were caught napping. They allowed the ball to bounce from the kick, and you could see that Hoppy knocked it back. That put Spruce on an onside situation. They cannot afford to let the ball bounce like that. Well, another opportunity has gone begging. What a fantastic cover defence there from Saints. It has to be.
Two early chances have gone Matthew Elliott and Bradford Bulls' way. Long with the pass into the arms of Hoppy, and Hoppy is barreled to the floor by Michael Withers.
No penalties, no penalties.
Long dummy half again. Now it's with Perolini. Forshaw's after him with Boyle.
No penalties yet.
Cunningham dummy half. Here's to Elangi.
That's three. Jim, after that.
Cunningham again. Good defensive stint here so far from Bradford. 3 tackles gone.
They've done a good job on Chris Joint. I question the fact that maybe he'd gone into this game carrying some sort of injury. He is yet to make a clean break.
And of course he tore Castleford's defence to shreds last week. Long under pressure, gets the kick in though. Good kick too. Spruce and Price coming across. Spruce gets it, pops it back to Leon Price. Strong run from him, halted by Hoppy and by Sculthorpe.
Good work from the youngster there. Went back to help out the fullback, Stuart Spruce. Quick thinking there.
Robbie Paul. Just over the halfway line.
Well, what do Bradford have to do to post a try in this second half? 3 great opportunities in the space of 5 minutes from the restart. Bombed all 3.
Henry Paul. Step from Henry Paul. Joint with a telling tackle. Last one for Bradford. Lowe's stabs the kick in. An invitation to Boyle. And Aitchison just whacks it dead.
Wonderful play by the hooker, James Lowe's. Kept a cool head. It was on the last tackle. He made space on the blind side. It was a well-weighted kick. Aitchison said, I'm not having anything of this. Let's get it in dead. More pressure for the Saints.
Go, Tommy.
Well,
Title winner with Wigan once upon a time, Paul Aitchison.
Right, no penalties.
Who will be the title winner of '99?
Just saying, Eddie, how long can this Saints defence hang on? They've hardly had the ball at all in the second half.
Oh dear, what a mess, but it went backwards. Stuart Cummings giving Mike Forshaw and company the benefit of the doubt there. Here is Boyle again. St Helens, they're trying to repel all borders, but they're running out of numbers. How long can St Helens hold on? Lowe's trying to get to his feet, the crowd screaming for a penalty. Long pass from Robbie to brother Henry. Back it goes to Spruce. Spruce having a great grand final. Oh, and slid over the line again. Well, they're using the conditions favourably, St Helens, tonight.
They really should have gone back on the inside there. They know by now, slippery conditions. That's the 4th or 5th time that Bradford players have been bundled over the whitewash, when really they should be piling on the inside and utilising the kick. We already saw the advantage that Lowe's used with that kick, applying the pressure. But full credit to Saints. They have clung on. I don't know how, but they have.
It's tense. 50 minutes of the grand final gone. Half an hour remaining, plus any extra time that might be necessary. Sean Hoppy, amazing story for him. 5th St Helens appearance, and here he is in the grand final. Perolini to drive it in.
Well, it's time like this that if St Helens have a breakaway try.
Charged down by Lowe's. Claimed by St Helens, and it's back to 0.
Just about to say that if it... Good work again by the hooker Lowe's, but if Saints have a breakaway try, psychologically it will be a bitter blow to the Bulls.
Will it ever? Cunningham gets the ball away. Oh, Iroh's put it down.
They'll take the first knock on. They took the gamble with a long ball out wide. It was not the best.
It wasn't. It was dipping. It was round his bootlaces.
And he took the option to take it on the half volley rather than get his foot to it. This is more pressure yet again.
And Bradford are anxious to get Paul Deacon onto the field, but they're going to leave it for the time being and see how this attack develops with Henry Paul. He slips the clutches of Martin. Oh, he looked over the left shoulder. There was nobody there. They're 30 metres away again. Vicona is at dummy half. Makes 10 more priceless meters, does Tevita Vicona, the Tongan international. Lowe's at dummy half. Dwyer.
That's 3, get out, Kieran.
It's a human battering ram at the moment that Bradford are throwing at this St Helens defence, and Boyle has put the opportunity down again.
Well, how many chances are they going to just fritter away? It was a well-laid plan. He held the ball, and you can see there the opportunity. Robbie held it at the right moment. Oh, and that is the look of total disgust. Great defence.
Bernard Dwyer on Chris Joint. Hoppy from dummy half.
And I think you could see on the face of Chris Joint grimacing there. He's doing it tough out there, and not surprisingly,
11 handling errors from Bradford, Steve. Only 4 from St Helens, and most of those 11, I would suggest, in the St Helens quarter.
But how long can St Helens handle it? I mean, it must be sapping their energy. They're having to struggle back time and time again. They just can't get the football in Bradford's half.
Well, that's true, but it might work the other way. They might soak up the pressure and say, hey, this lot can't do us.
Okay, that's one. Stand
and
up,
Tommy Martin is off the field for St Helens, and it's Paul Wellens, another of the young guns of 1999, who comes on for him.
Well, he won't shirk the business, that is for sure. Paul Wellens has had a fine season.
It looks like Robbie Paul's the man to make way for Paul Deacon. Well, that's a massive change by Matt Elliott.
Well, to be fair, Robbie has not been his explosive best in this game. His brother Henry has caused them a lot of trouble, but he has been quiet. It's a big call from Matthew Elliott.
There's Tommy Martin alongside Vila Matautia now on the bench. It's back with Deacon. Here's his first touch, and Deacon with a high-angled kick. This will be a little tester for Aitchison. Well, it would have been if there was any pressure on him, but they were all stood in front of the kicker. They had to give him 10.
Good refereeing there by Stuart Cummings. Shouted out to the 4 Bradford players who had moved forward, but that is great defence. It'll have to be.
Here's Sullivan. Well, who's got the courage to go on and win this match? Maybe Cunningham has. He thought about releasing the pass to Sullivan. Here's to Ilangi. Wrestled to the ground by Forshaw. Great defence. Last one for St Helens. Long will hoist the kick. They're all after this. Wellens is underneath it. Bradford allow it to bounce. That could have been fatal. Dwyer picks up the bits.
Nerves yet again coming into it. You could see there that Stuart Spruce lost it completely. Now the lights here at Old Trafford, they're on the front of the stand, and maybe that's creating a problem for them. They're not the big towers that you have at many other soccer grounds. It's the only excuse, I think, quite a few of them, and that's messing around at the play the ball.
Come on. Henry, make sure you don't obstruct people when they're running through. Right.
Just a bit of a facial there, but there was no chance they were going to allow Mike Forshaw the chance to get up and play the ball. He looks out on his feet, does Chris Joint. It's been one of those sapping games.
It has, and there's still plenty of time for this match to be won. At the moment, Bradford in the ascendancy. They're having all the possession in this second half. They've had a try wiped out by the video referee. St Helens desperately trying to defend and keep them out. Deacon, on it goes to McDermott. Up the middle he goes to Ilangi, and Cunningham get to him. Well, I think in front of the sticks.
Whoever scores the next try, I think that'll be curtains for the opposition.
Henry Paul has been all over the place, and he releases it to Naylor. And Naylor! Well, he wanted to release it, he has, and he's lost it.
Hungry to keep the ball alive, lost control of it. There's a break on. He's knocked on as Iro.
Iro does it again. There's a big game player, Kevin Iro. International for New Zealand 34 times, but he's knocked on a few too many times for Ellery Hanley's comfort tonight.
Super play there by Shortlong through the dummy. This is the one where the big fella lost it, Naylor. Opportunities yet again go begging.
Well, these two sides in the grand final are not respecting the possession.
To be fair, it is very wet out there, slippery conditions.
And it's intense. The defence of both sides at the moment, magnificent. St Helens more so in that department because they're under such pressure. Dwyer, no second phase. 8 metres from the line. Bradford, loads, Fielden to charge it in. Strength and bravery on show there. Knock on. Knock on, and Cunningham.
Who would be a coach? The pressure, not on the players, but these coaches.
Well, Cunningham stood his ground.
Must be turmoil inside. And again, a mistake, an error.
Stay in. Paul, in you go.
That says it all.
Well, he is is ahead, 6-2, but it's no lead. It's nothing for comfort, that. 4 points. They keep the ball alive, St Helens. Cunningham tried to get the ball away and did. Smith has picked it up, but he's lost ground. And Price is there. And they bundle Chris Smith to the ground. So there's some big hits going on out there.
Sheer strength. That's what's been displayed here. The defences not allowing many opportunities, and when they do come, they're bombing them.
Last tackle for St Helens. Wait for the 40-20 attempt by Long. Well, it's a huge thump downfield, but it's bounced the wrong way. Leon Price ambles across and picks up. Wellens 19 on Price 18. Vicona. Wellens gets him again. Helped out by Hoppy.
Interesting to see there that long kick downfield by St Helens. The chase was extremely poor. That is a sign that they may be flagging, and it doesn't surprise me. Their defence has been put under so much pressure in this second half.
They're under pressure again here. It's Withers, but he's whipped to the ground by Iro. This is Fielden.
Well, the tactics now from the Bulls is to keep this ball alive. Make sure that this last one is a good kick. But when they have possession, keep it alive, keep turning it.
High kick, but no pressure on Aitchison. And he gets away from Deacon as well.
Great play.
Sullivan, the Welsh wizard, won't score a length of the field try just yet. Paul saw to that. Perolini. Dwyer and Boyle. Second row's running their blood to water, but destroying all that good work. Conceding the penalty, and Long anxious to get on with it.
Who's sitting to the touchline there over on the right-hand side? What can Saints do now?
Tuilangi drives it in tough. Boyle stands his ground. Here goes Cunningham. On it goes to Long. Long has seen a gap. Oh, and McDermott and Dwyer closed it quickly. Wellens wants to get on with it, and does, and he finds Sculthorpe. Now here is Joint. Joint bounces off Henry Paul. Looked over the right shoulder. Nobody there. Here goes Hoppy. What a moment for Hoppy to maybe score his first try in St Helens colours. He's got them to within 5 metres of the Bradford line. Nichol's going to have a go. Nicol just stays in the field of play. Last one for the Saints. Sullivan. Back it goes to Long. Where's the kick? There it is. Cross field. Looking for the big man. It's flipped back. There's a chance here. Wellens has given it to Aitchison. Great defence.
What a tackle. Young Deacon there.
Deacon, my apologies.
What a tackle from the youngster Deacon.
He's not big enough to make a tackle like that.
What a try saver. Well, we praised the St Helens defence scrambling through. Wellens got the bounce. Aitchison must have just glanced at the youngster there and thought, my weight, my height, you're small, I'm going through. It was like running into a brick wall.
McDermott did well then, recycled the ball. This is Forshaw. Tackled by Cunningham. Here now is Spruce. Anderson has come on. Considerable weight has just arrived in the Bradford pack. Lowe's, Deacon. To within 10 metres of halfway. Ellery Hanley chunnering on all the way through this match. Here is Anderson. Bundles it over the halfway line, but that's the last tackle. Lowe's. Henry Paul hoists the kick. Now are they all on or are they all offside? Oh, Chris Smith has dropped it, but he never even attempted it. And a good job that Aitchison was there. Penalty.
Going over the top there, you could see that Chris Smith was in all sorts of trouble. Wasn't within cooey of that.
I think they've been penalised for pushing Chris Smith off the ball. And it looks like Michael Withers' grand final might be over. He's just signalled to the bench. He's in a bit of trouble. That's what the penalty's for. The push on Smith.
Pushed him over. Indiscipline yet again.
St Helens, well, the longer the game goes on, penalty count, nothing to choose between them. The The longer it goes on for St Helens, the greater the belief that they will have that the Bradford Bulls simply cannot break them down tonight. But can they break the Bulls? Oh, that was high, across the shoulder.
Big grab from Boyle.
Tuilangi's put it down now.
Was that a knock on?
Deacon has it for the Bulls. Play on, says Stuart Cummings.
Just lost it. Tuilangi spills the football. It's becoming a procession.
So much pressure, no tries yet for the Bulls in this second half. They lead 6-2. Here is Spruce on the charge to within 10. Nickel gets to him. Quick play the ball. Lowe's will get there.
No, he doesn't. He's lost it. Good work from Nickel. Nickel has held the ball away. That is fantastic play by Sonny Nickel. He looked all the world that Lowe's was going to get it down, but he didn't.
But then he tried to...
but was it reefed away?
He's trying to put it over again. He's lost control. So if anything, it's either a try or it's a scrum 10 metres out, in my opinion.
Does he get it back? Okay. That's the most important factor.
A scrum 10 metres out to save.
Nickel's arms.
Well, there's hands and arms.
Tuilangi's arms in there.
There's everything in there.
It looked for all the world he was going to get it down, but look at Nickel. The right hand came and forced the ball, and he tried on the second occasion. I think this will be a knock-on with the Saints' head and feed. He's not over inside the in goal.
Kieran Cunningham agrees with you. All the banners say no try, and it is no try, and it's a 10-metre scrum feed, and the defence gets it. And the defence is St Helens. Matthew Elliott ain't pleased.
Well, what does he have to do to get some more points on that board? But, well, Nickel, he went so close to dragging down Henry Paul, and if it had been a dry day, he would have stopped him from scoring. It's only the fact that they both slid over that Paul scored that vital four-pointer.
Paul Wellens, as you said when he came on, even at 19, he won't shirk the workload here. Sean Hoppy, another big Kiwi international, and another one behind him at dummy half was Kevin Iro. Stars all across this park, and here's Cunningham. Cunningham offloads. Chris Smith will carry it on. Bernard Dwyer has missed him. Lowe's hasn't, and neither has the big fella, Paul Anderson. It's a very shallow 10 metres there, and the referee has got Bradford for offside.
He wanted standing square. Anderson moved away, not in front. Quick to get the ball across. Now the Saints have soaked it up for far so long here.
Well, this would be the irony of ironies. And Wellens looks for some chink in the Bulls' armour. It wasn't there on that occasion.
Keep your eye out for Tuilangi coming on the second phase.
Here's Sculthorpe, now with Hoppy. Hoppy has to take the tackle of Paul, Henry Paul that is, and young Deacon. Long on to Tuilangi, there he is. Another good challenge. Robbie Paul on the sideline, prowling up and down. Long, good ball. Perolini was missed by Anderson. Perolini still standing. Perolini was through, and that was almost curtains for Bulls. To within 5 metres, it's with Cunningham. It's now with Long. Wide it goes to Aitchison. He must score. Iro will score. Kevin Iro scored for St Helens, but referee Stuart Cummings hands it on again. Was the ball grounded? He couldn't tell. There was a whole phalanx of bodies, but the impression is that Iro has scored.
Little doubt in my mind, and I'm sure that the video referee will agree. We said if they made the opposition suffer, they soaked up all the pressure, and they've come back with a try. No problem with that. The cheers from the Saints fans will let you know it's all locked up with a kick to come. Wonderful three-quarter line play for the first time in the second half. They got the ball out wide. Those guys have gone absolutely MAD.
The try is given to Kevin Iro, who adds the grand final four-pointer to 6 Wembley tries, and that is a record. Kevin Iro has sent the St Helens fans into a frenzy. It's level pegging at with the biggest kick of the season to come.
It was a run from Perellini that put them in this position. Aitchison superb, he threw the dummy. Nothing that Price could do. The cover defence had gone across, but Perellini, it was Anderson, that went for the big hit. He missed him. Perellini was on his way. And Aitchison said, give me the football, on to Iro. It can be a cruel game, this rugby league. But as we say so many times, Eddie, you've got to take your chance. They have.
132 tries in the British game for the Kiwi, Kevin Iro. None more important than that to St Helens. This kick from Sean Long to give the Saints the lead for the first time. Long has kicked it. St Helens have the lead. They have been flattened by Bradford, but they bounced back up like the champions they might be. And Ellery Hanley is absolutely motionless in the stands. And Matthew Elliott, the inquest will begin.
Well, there you see it, Perellini sucked in 6 players there, and that's why they have the overlap out wide. Superb offload by Aitchison right at the supreme moment. Well, I tipped it that this could perhaps psychologically just ruin the Bulls' efforts. There's still plenty of time, though.
But St Helens again are recycling the ball. Long goes to ground. Takes the tackle from Henry Paul. On the ground he was prone. Matthew Elliott now is jiggling with his players, trying to come up with the right formula. 12 and a half minutes to go of the 99 season. And St Helens have their noses in front. And almost away was Paul Sculthorpe. This is Cunningham. Cunningham just pushes Forshaw out the way. What a run from Cunningham. That's the last. Nickel at dummy half. Long dabs it over the top. Spruce lets it bounce. Long's got it. Wellens. Joint is knocked it forward.
Forward
no
pass.
try. Joint holds his head in his hands. Hoppy is denied. It flicked off the fingers of Chris Joint into the arms of Hoppy. And the try is scrubbed out. It's a turnover. It was on the last.
Beautiful chip over there, good option. You could see there that Deacon and Spruce got in the way, and Joint couldn't drag it in. Too many cooks were spoiling the broth. The broth had boiled over, it was gone.
That's one.
Incredible. Anderson with the charging run upfield. St Helens will run their blood to water now.
No penalties, come on.
Lowe's on to Deacon. Deacon, wide it goes from him to Withers. Iro's all over his back. Oh, he's dropped it. Deacon's dropped it. Saints have got it back. Sculthorpe takes the tackle for St Helens.
The nightmare will continue. So often have the Bulls been accused of being chokers in the big time, in the big final. Are they going to do it again?
Time off, take the ball off him.
Perellini is injured. He has been withdrawn, and on comes Julian O'Neill. Meanwhile, the play continues. That was high from Anderson. This will be a penalty. This will be a penalty, and this will be another shot at goal from Sean Long.
Back off. Scott. Quiet.
We mentioned the word composure and discipline. Straight over the top of the ball, right into the mush at Joint. Little doubt about it. The impact with the arm, followed by the shoulder. It was that fella, Paul Anderson, that went for a big hit on that Perellini. He missed him. Perellini got under the post, and from that, Saints scored that vital try. He shakes his head. He's bewildered, is Matthew Elliott.
Well, they've not gone for the two. I thought they might have been tempted. They're going for broke, St Helens, with O'Neill just on the fresh legs.
Right, okay, back off to Vito.
Looking for the try that could win the grand final. Long. Here is Nickel. He's hauled down. Cunningham's at dummy half. He will come the short side with Joint fully recovered. Joint! Fielden rather with the tackle down below. Within 2 meters, Hoppy. Back it goes to Cunningham. Cunningham. Wide it goes to Long. Further wide then to Sculthorpe. He was almost through. He was clawed to the ground by Deacon. Wellens. On it goes to Iro. Iro's thrown it to nobody. Chris Smith picks up. Took a bang, Smith. That's the last tackle. He is Long. Now Aitchison, he's dropped it.
Not the option they wanted. Long really should have taken control of that. He was shouting for the football. Aitchison, give me it. But really, when you're in a position of winning by 2 points, you've got to make sure that your kicking game comes in. And they failed to do that.
Well, it was 10-4 last year to Wigan against Leeds. Robbie Paul about to return to the action. It's now 8-6 to St Helens. 14 points in it again, but we still have 8.5 minutes left for play. It's with Anderson. Tuilangi hit him and the ball dropped.
That's one of the tackles of the season. One of the tackles of the season. I repeat it. Bang.
It's Bradford's ball. Bradford's head and feet. Tuilangi adjudged to have knocked it forward. I think he's hard done by.
I'm sure he is. That was an unusual effort there by the second rower for Eddie Tuilangi.
Well, Paul Deacon has tried, and now Robbie Paul will try to open up this St Helens defence. Bill, what's the news?
Mystifying change around by Matthew Elliott. He'd taken Robbie Paul off and hoped for great things from Paul Deacon. He's now reversed that, and Deacon left the field a very bewildered young man. He literally was scratching his head, but this must be the last throw of the dice for the Bulls. They're looking for Robbie to come up with that little bit of magic to try and turn this game in their direction.
Well, they've had it in their pocket for so long, but right now it's St Helens who are going to be the champions of 1999 unless something even more dramatic happens over the next 7.5 minutes. Robbie Paul, good ball to Boyle. Boyle back to Withers, immediately clattered by Sculthorpe.
Paul and all tackle, couldn't get ball away. Withers.
Henry Paul has broken through. He's got support there from Forshaw.
He's blown it, they've blown it yet again. It was forward anyway. I cannot believe it. How many times do they want to bomb and throw away this grand final?
Sean Long is injured, I think.
Paul makes the break. Great work from Spruce. That was a forward pass. There was never any opportunity for Forshaw to be given that 4 points. How can he keep composed? I can't. They bombed it.
7 minutes to go. How many chances have Bradford frittered away tonight? But credit St Helens for their scrambling defence.
Come on, let's go. Trainers up.
Sean Long is fit enough to carry on. He went down, and I wondered for a moment whether the shoulder had gone again. His colleagues signalled immediately. 18 breaks from Bradford. They've scored 1 try. Oh, it's on the scrum. There's a little bit of frustration.
Well, that's the last thing that the Bulls need.
Go in, Bradford. I want you on the 10.
You don't want to play into the Saints' hands.
Let's get this done. Back off,
Seconds
fellas. Back
ticking
off.
away.
Back off.
He has not stopped the clock.
Simon, get in.
Now, will they keep their composure?
And this is Iro. Ball to the ground. Bradford need the ball. St Helens are quite happy with a 2-point lead, and Chris Smith jinking his way away.
That's what's needed, just up the jumper time. No time for finesse. Oh, he's lost it. It's play on.
O'Neill, was it? Play on. The ball went backwards. Desperate defence now from St Helens.
Well, it's all happening out there. Why on earth O'Neill wanted to try to get the ball away is anybody's guess.
Vicona, but 3 are there to meet him.
No one's leaving this one.
6 minutes to go. Lowe's, looping ball to Henry, on to Robbie. Robbie then wide it goes to Naylor. Naylor back on the inside. More great effort from Iro and Sculthorpe. Robbie Paul, flat run into the arms of Spruce. Spruce still so close to within 3.5 metres.
He nearly lost that, Spruce.
Vicona!
Oh!
Well, he's beaten by sheer weight of numbers there. That's the last tackle. James Lowe's is a dummy half. Stabs it through. Oh, he's got it, Cunningham. Cunningham's away. Cunningham! The
work from the hooker there. He just got the legs pumping, didn't want to look for a pass. He did the right thing. He knew the possession was so vital.
Last 5 minutes, 2 points in it. St Helens ahead and in possession. Long, out it goes to Iro. Long wanted it back. Iro held on, got away from one. He stepped through the challenge. Here's Sean Long. Here's Sean Long. Long for the grand final. He's held up by Leon Price.
Tremendous work from both players.
Oh, he's injured. He's injured now as Long. Cunningham to nobody. To Ilangi. Was that a knock on? No. To Ilangi. Over the top. He must stroll in. Iro scores. Referee hasn't given it. Referee wants the video referee. Was there a pickup? Was there a pickup? Was it made cleanly? And Sean Long is down and injured while this is all happening on the other side of the field. But the moment that Stuart Cummings wants looking at is this pickup by Freddie Tuilangi.
Did it go backwards or did it go forward? Just a little touch. Again, a big call for the video referee. It's a knock-on first, then it went backwards. This will be a scrum. They'll go absolutely bananas behind that post. But I think you'll find that there's a little knock-on there. But I'm not the video referee. Yeah, he just left it and then he went back. Oh, this is a big call. He's had a big night.
Well, David Campbell got a knock-on against Michael Withers for a fingernail, and he might be getting one here against Freddie Tuilangi for a thumbnail.
And that's it. It just leaves his fingers. This will be a scrum, but that's me. I am not the video referee.
Everybody in this ground is holding his or her breath. Everyone's watching this. Oh.
It's a little one, Eddie,
well,
but I think it will be.
My immediate reaction was knock on against Tuilangi.
It's the left hand, it's only the fingers. The second one, it went backwards. But will the video referee go for a knock forward on the first account? Talk about nerves. Iro says, I'll wrap this game up, providing he has not remembered the video referee. I think that's a knock forward. It's only slight, but it could just give the last throw of the dice for the Bulls. Or will they be put to the sword?
Well, Matthew Elliott watching on anxiously, because if this is a try, St Helens have won the title. Kevin Iro thinks he's got 2 tries in the grand final. Here's the decision. Oh, no try! Bradford are handed a lifeline.
What an incredible game this has been.
Oh, so close to the championship. Ellery Hanley.
Well, that would have been a fitting end for this game for Kevin Iro. He has had one big match.
Have we got a last twist? A kick over the top on the first tackle, inviting Spruce to chase it. Spruce does, but what great defence from Iro.
He's the man of the moment. Plonking the ball down over the in-goal area. He thought he had that vital try. He comes back to the rescue. The legs were pumping. What an effort from St Helens. They were out for the count. Bradford were making so many breaks, so many opportunities, but they just got the courage and the strength back from somewhere.
Well, listen to this crowd. That's the St Helens supporters. And the Bradford Bulls will try and respond. They've got just a few seconds more than 3 minutes remaining. Long with a drop goal attempt. It was flicked at by Anderson. Last chance for the Bulls.
Anderson took the pace off that kick. There's a break on the blind.
Withers.
Price overrunning. Withers wanted to offload.
Robbie Paul taking it to the St Helens defence. Cunningham first in.
They watch him like a hawk.
Henry Paul flicks it back to Naylor. Naylor with nowhere to go, really. No way through. This has been fantastic. St Helens defence drilled into them by Ellery Hanley.
He's injured, or is it just cramp? He can hardly play that football.
Lowes has clipped it over the top, but Wellens is there, and Wellens clears up for St Helens.
Textbook stuff there.
Matthew Elliott, his team finished top of the table, but they've got 2 minutes now to snatch this grand final away from the Saints. And Ellery Hanley is 120 seconds away from becoming the first British coach in a decade to win the championship. It's been a magnificent effort by his men. They've soaked it up. Here's Hoppy. Bradford need the ball back. Saints have got 2 more tackles this set of 6, and they'll hoof it. Sculthorpe takes the last.
The last kick and chase, that's what's needed now. Sculthorpe takes his time.
Time off. Play the ball, last tackle, he's in the way.
And there's a player injured. It's Scott Naylor, who is being helped from the field of play. He's in the way, so that's why the referee has held the clock up, because he would be right in the middle of all the action. And Bradford have got no more subs. Neither of St Helens, but Saints at the moment have got 13 fit men on the field. Bradford only 12. Long will just smack it downfield, and Spruce.
It's a good one too.
Oh, that's it.
Ball game. It's all over now.
That's it.
That's good night, Irene, and he knows it. Deary me.
Ellery Hanley's men have won a famous victory, I think. St Helens, who were the inaugural champions in '96, will follow it up with their second title in the summer era. They are 55 seconds away. They're going to get possession at this scrum 10 metres from the line. Long has got it. He's buried by McDermott and Spruce, but Long can smile. Aitchison. Referee wants Bradford back on their own try line. They aren't. Nowhere near. Joint. The captain almost won it with a try in the last minute, but maybe he won't need to. Cunningham to Sculthorpe. Outmuscled. 15 seconds to go. 2 tackles remaining. St Helens in possession with O'Neill. O'Neill to within 1 metre. They're counting down. Listen to them. St Helens are going to win the title. Cunningham pinches one anyway. Cunningham held up, but it doesn't matter. They've won it. St Helens from second place after the weekly round. What thoughts must be going through Matthew Elliott's mind? St Helens have won the title. They've won the grand final. There are scenes of joy on this field. Look at Freddie Tuilangi. That's what it means to him. In front of a record crowd at Old Trafford. For Bradford, the despair. For St Helens, the joy. The Saints are champions. Henry Paul thought that the try he scored in the first half might have been enough. Until the 66th minute it was. Then Kevin Iro scored the try. It was goaled by Sean Long. And St Helens have won by 8 points to 6. That's what it means to be the top dogs of the Super League. What a match Tuilangi has had. And Ellery Hanley, thumbs up to somebody in the crowd. A great win. Kevin Iro scored the try that won it in the end. Long's kick. Here he is with Bill.
At the end, it took some winning.
Oh, it's unbelievable. That was so tight, you know. It was to and fro, and you know, could have gone either way.
You must have thought that the Bulls were going to convert some of that possession into points. That got so close, didn't they?
Yeah, you know, they're such a strong side, and they take the yards well. And we just managed to hold out, you know, on those few occasions and come away with it.
What got you through?
Oh, it's just, you know, pure guts. I mean, you know, it's such a good team spirit up there. at Saints, and I think that got us through it.
And you must have thought you'd wrapped it up right at the end, Kevin.
Yeah, I was pretty sure that Freddie was facing our line, and he'd knocked it back. But win's a win.
I better let you go and celebrate. Well done.
Cheers.
Yes, Kevin Iro, 6 Wembley tries, but the try he scored here at Old Trafford will be the one he remembers into the new millennium. And there he is, the rookie coach of Super League in his first season. He's a championship winner. The first Briton in 10 years to win the title. Here he is, he's with Bill.
Ellery, that was heart in the mouth time, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think my boys played very, very well today in the sense that we had to defend very, very well. The second half, we played nearly all the football in our own half. So we have to commend our defence. We've worked very well this season. But what I don't want to forget, it's been a massive effort from the whole squad. People like Scott Barrow, the people who missed out like Tony as well, Tony Stewart as well. Not to forget those players as well, Mark Edmondson and Tim Yonkers, all the rest of the guys. My apologies if I've forgotten any of the players out, but the thing is, it's an exciting time for the whole club, and I think that we've moved forward one step closer to securing, making sure that we're becoming much more professional.
And personally, what does it mean to you?
Well, to be quite honest, it's not my hour at all. I think the players have put the bodies on the line today. They've obeyed my instructions. They've worked very, very well on defence, the inside defence. Look, we've still got a long way to go, and we've got work to do next season, but we'll take care of that next season.
I think you can celebrate now.
Well, yeah, we'll probably have a water now, but I'd also like to say thank you for Bradford as well. I think that they made a great game of it as well, and it was a great spectacle, and thank you to the whole of St Helens. The public have been absolutely marvellous. Thank you very much.
The guys are allowed to drink now.
They're allowed to have a drink now, that's not a problem. Okay, thank you very much.
Ellery Hanley smiling because he is the winner of the grand final, or at least his team is. Ever the pragmatist, and he wants to build for next year already. Incredible. How about the losers? Henry Paul, the face says it all. He's with Angela.
Henry Paul, that second ring just wasn't your destiny, was it?
Hey, I can honestly say that tonight we gave our all, and it's not to be. You're right. We work hard next year, and we try and come back to this place. Magnificent. Our fans were terrific tonight, but we were beaten by a team that took their chance and they took it well.
That defence of theirs just wouldn't let you pass, would it? You tried and tried, and you pummeled at it.
Oh, I mean, we pierced through them, but that last pass seemed to always go down. And when you don't take it, when we didn't take our opportunities, they capitalised on theirs. Good luck to them.
You've been a winner here. How does it feel to be on the losing side?
It's not a nice feeling. I'm hurting inside, but I've got to lift myself up now. I'm going home to hopefully do my best for New Zealand now, and credit the Saints. They deserved it tonight, and I'll look hard for train hard next year and come back here. Thanks very much.
Henry Paul taking it on the chin. His name will be in the history books as a try scorer here, but a try scorer on the losing side. Steve-O, an absolute heartbreak for the Bradford Bulls, but what a triumph for Ellery Hanley St Helens.
They fully deserved it. We said midway through that second half that if they could just make that break and take their opportunity, then psychologically it really would affect the Bradford Bulls. And the way that they did take that chance, full credit to them. Iro was always a thorn in the Bradford defence. He was a hard man to put down, and perhaps it was fitting that he scored the vital try. But not only that, the most important factor about it is it was scored out wide, and Sean Long added the vital 2 points.
Yes, Iro's try converted by Long. Matthew Elliott will be heartbroken, but he's with Bill.
Matthew Elliott will be heartbroken. Does that sum it up?
Yeah, mate, I'm devastated. There's no use even analysing the match, Bill. It was just we didn't win, and that's what we came here to do. And you can analyse verbatim, but the result ain't going to change. And the fact that we had the opportunity to probably take the game several times probably makes it a little bit more painful.
Throw it away, be too strong.
When you look at the amount of effort the players put in, that is too strong, mate. We fail to execute, on just blatant try-scoring opportunities. Not only did we not execute, we gave the ball away in the same breath. So it's a bitter pill, mate. Very bitter pill.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for talking to us.
Well, you can see how bitter a pill it is, because Stuart Field, and amongst others, and Matthew Elliott said it himself, he is devastated by this defeat. But the St Helens team has done what Melbourne Storm did in Australia. They took an almighty beating in the playoffs against St George Illawarra, and then bounced back and won the grand final. And history has repeated itself 12,000 miles away here. Well, about time, I think, for the presentation. We're going to see Dave Whelan, chairman of JJB Sports, the game's sponsors, present the trophy to a delirious Chris Joynt, while there are tears and heartbreak on the other side of the field involving men in the white shirts of the Bradford Bulls. And I noticed, by the way, earlier on, that Ferretti Tuilangi threw his football boots into the crowd, and that will be a prize for somebody. And now Paul Aitchison's throwing something in as well. But it's the losers who go up first on grand final night. Henry Paul. Now, is that the Harry Sunderland Award? He's got a trophy anyway. Henry Paul, and it is the Harry Sunderland Award as man of the match. So just as his brother won the Lance Todd Trophy at Wembley in defeat against the Saints, Henry Paul has won the Harry Sunderland Award here in defeat against the Saints. And before the players take their bows, it's going to be the officials, the match officials, who will go up to shake the hands of Dave Whelan. But the Bradford supporters cannot believe what has happened to them. Stuart Cummings, the referee, takes his medal as a memento of this night. It'll be a long way home for the Bradford Bulls supporters.
Like to ask the runners-up Bradford Bulls to mount the podium to receive their commemorative medals.
Bradford are going up first for the commemorative medals. Of course, it's Super League rings for the winners. And Henry Paul will tuck in behind his brother, Captain Robbie. And so this hoodoo, Steve-O, in major finals on neutral territory continues to haunt the Bradford club.
Certainly does, and you can see the disappointment etched on all the players' faces, and of course the coach. He knows inside that he will relive this game many, many times over. The opportunities they did not take. We said it at half-time. It can be so cruel, but you have to take that chance. Psychologically, it just really was too much for the Bulls.
It's now too much for their supporters.
When Iro crossed for that try. And you mentioned the officials going up. I thought they did exceptionally well. Stuart Cummings handled the game quite well, but what a night for the video referee.
He should get a commemorative medal as well, shouldn't he, David Campbell?
Well, maybe he wouldn't get one from the Bradford Bulls supporters. Remember, it was a fraction, a fingernail, that denied Leon Price that try. It was Withers that just was deemed to have knocked on, just like it was when Iro went over for what he thought was a second try. But it is a sad night for the Bradford Bulls. But let's not linger on the losers. What an effort from St Helens. They were out for the count, and how they got back off the canvas is anybody's guess. And when you do that, that's a sign of a magnificent side.
Yes, they've done really well. Bill Ashurst was the last man, by the way, the only previous loser to win the Harry Sunderland Award. The first Kiwi since Sam Panapa with Wigan in '94, Henry Paul. But Bradford have left the stage now, and it's now the Saints who will come up and collect their commemorative rings. Vice-captain Paul Sculthorpe is up first. The captain is being saved to the last, and then they will have their hands on the JJB Super League trophy. Dave Whelan is a Wiganer at heart, deep, deep down, but he now smiles and shakes the hand of every one of these St Helens players. They have won the championship, and they have been absolutely magnificent here at Old Trafford tonight. What an effort. Bradford led for so long, for over an hour, 66 minutes. But they couldn't get across the line in the second half. And now here is Chris Joynt. Hasn't got the trophy yet. Hasn't had it presented yet.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Joynt, the captain of St Helens.
And Chris Joynt will talk to the crowd.
First of all, commiserations to Bradford. Don't ever write the Saints off again. Just the St Helens fans, both watching here tonight and all on the TV at home, thank you very much for your continued support. But most of all, I'd like to thank the continuing support of my teammates and coach. They're absolute credit to themselves.
Well said, Chris Joynt.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 1999 JJB Super League champions, St Helens.
And he gets the trophy from Dave Whelan, and St Helens are the 1999